Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be looking at the coin collector event, and as it says, complete the coin collector missions for epic plus wheel opens, and there is a wheel obviously attached to this, and it does look like they're going to use this plus sign for everything that's premium. It does seem that that's the way it's going. I'll just check out the roadmap first and you can sort of see the sort of same deal. Fortune has a plus next to it, and to actually participate in this you have to spend coins basically, but that's the same sort of deal which happening with this wheel. And if you click go, you get to the event tab, and it's the last event mission tab, and there are a bunch of new missions. Every single one requires spending of coins. One requires a heavy spending of coins of your entire faction. Now it is worth noting there is only just under 2 days for this to actually happen, although the wheel is 22 days long. It's as if they missed out, I don't know. I think it started at 2 days and they meant to put in 22 days. I think this needs to change, obviously, because the amount of coins that are going to need to be spent by an entire faction is quite large, and it does seem to be focusing non-whales. This isn't focusing the big spenders, because the majority of the rewards from this they've already got. It's mainly focusing people who have got lucky in the skull token, or at least would have initially got lucky in the skull token, and the opportunists who got extra coins since obviously what happened in the last 48 to 72 hours. Like, we'll look through the wheel itself. There are two sections. One's coin collector, and you complete all the missions within these, and you get 1,000 epic plus tokens, which is 10% of what you require to get a guaranteed pull on the wheel. So not much. All the rewards you get in here are absolutely terrible. For 5,000 coins, for 5,000 coins spent, you get 2,500 5-star tokens. I mean, literally, if that was 50,000, that would still be bad. Like, that would just be like, okay, I guess. You're generally getting 5 Benedicts from that if you're a veteran player. If you're brand new, I mean, it's just going to sort of help you on your way. It's not really going to help you long term. Lester, a character, is not ascendable, and he is, of course, like, not a great character anymore. He's a damage dealing 5-star, and damage dealing 5-stars are absolutely horrendous now. The rest of the stuff is just little bits and pieces of the game that you get anyway, but it isn't very good for the initial 5,000. But you spend that 5,000, you get that 10% of the next wheel. Now I'll go to the next bit, and it's the next section. It's called Coin Curator, and it's complete all missions for epic plus tokens. Now you complete all these missions, you get 4,000, and then obviously that's 5,000 overall. But to complete these ones, it's really difficult because you can't do it alone. You actually have to have your entire faction help you do this, pretty much, unless you've got like an insane amount of hoard of coins, which is very doubtful. But unless your entire faction helps you, you cannot get a pull on that wheel. It is 100% not a solo thing. And we'll just go through. Spend 7,000 coins, you get 5,000 5-star tokens. Again, massive overvalue of 5-star tokens here. That should be like 100,000 5-star tokens, or like just give people like 5 to 10 Benedicts up front. Use 9,000 coins, 2,500 of these, so you're up to 7,500. If you complete all this, you're up to 7,500. Use 11,500 coins, and now you're up to 12,500 of these coins, which isn't too bad. Now the last part is use 6,500 coins. This is the only guarantee from spending coins in terms of what you'll get as a decent reward. These are all ascendable characters. I would only say like 2 of these are decent, Marlon and Rosie and Mackenzie. We've got Alpha here, and my guess is they put the wrong Alpha in here. It should be the fast Alpha, and that this Alpha is so old, it's pretty much useless now in terms of the damage output. 325% on a 2,000 damage character. It's just not enough damage. Not enough damage output these days. The amount of defense characters have, unless you've got huge amounts of defense down and huge amounts of attack up. Even then, Alpha doesn't sometimes kill people. She isn't that great. But you have got Marlon and Rosie in here. Just, if you're a Telltale fan, you'll have a bit of fun just getting that character. But at 16,500 coins, it does guarantee one of these characters at least. Mackenzie, active, revive. Now this is where it gets a bit weird, in that like your entire faction has to spend 250,000 coins for you to get the last 2,500. Now it isn't just to get the last 2,500; it's actually to complete the section of Coin Curator. Unless you complete the section, you've got the initial 1,000, 2,500, and 5,000, so you'd have 8,500 of these tokens. So unless your faction completes this, you can't get a pull, which is really bad in my opinion. It looks like an oversight, like this is meant to be sectioned off by itself, but I don't know. It just isn't. Also, with the fact that the wheel only lasts 2 days, I'm guessing that's a mistake because the wheel lasts for 22 days. This is a lot to ask for in a 2-day period, and it is just basically looking like it's targeting people who are getting lucky in this event, Soldiers of Fortune, with the skull tokens, you know, getting lucky, getting these done. And also, it looks like it's basically targeting the people who obviously did the switch regions and got loads of coins, just to get them to get rid of their coins. Most of the characters in here are pretty bad. We'll look at the wheel, and there are 2 Generation 2 characters, I believe. There aren't that many characters on the wheel, so we can just check. Pamela's Generation 2. Okay, we've got Cole Generation 2 as well. We've got Holly. I think Gabriel's in here. Gabriel. We've got Lily, right? Lily Disarm. And I think there's one more. And Michonne Disarm. So there are some disarms in here. All these characters are like useful somewhere, but you have to have your entire faction spend 250,000. And like I said, if you look at the bottom right, ends in 22 days. But the event on the missions ends in 2 days. It's really weird, or less than 2 days now. So it's really strange. Hopefully that gets fixed if it is an issue. Because if people spend their coins early and then, I mean, I don't know. Unless it refreshes every day, I don't even know. I don't know. Yeah, there's not enough details there to know if that's a bug or not. And with what we've had in the, in the last couple of weeks in terms of just things not being like proper on release, it potentially could be a bug. Who knows? But do tell me what you think about this wheel, this event. Do you think it's basically to try and get those coins you've collected, to get rid of those coins? I don't know, the name of the event just is screwing with me. I don't think this event is worth it personally, unless you really have a good plan with your entire faction to get a pull on this wheel. The rest of it isn't worth it at all. Those rewards are very bad on the actual event tab. But that's the end of my video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.